Good morning in there, out there, in there, out there, out there, in there. From in here with Vivi out here on a bright springy day, isn't it, Viv, huh? Bright spring day. You want a cookie? Want a cookie? Yeah, buddy. It's Vivi's nose. So, welcome to the Sentimentalist. Hi, Mark, Mariana. Oh boy, we had a wonderful first round of the Landscapers of Poetry last night. Am I the lucky guy? It's something to write poems and be with people who you go, geez, I wish I could write like that. Wow. Everyone had a poem, 12 poems, 12 completely different. And yeah, they don't even need their names on them. They're so distinct. Yeah. Watched the Westminster Dog Show this week. Now, I don't want to complain to you. I don't want to offend. I mean, you poodle people. You poodle lovers. But a poodle won. See, I have a thing about dogs. A German Shepherd came in second, and that's more my liking. And Viv's, that's more to yours too, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. We like to be dogs. Don't have to be all primmed up and trimmed up and just be a dog. Just be a person. Yeah. Just stuck with it the way we are. So we always watch the dog show. And then the other day the big entire school system art show. Boy, was that fun. Meredith picked out, I think, 50 of her 670 some students. And seniors and all the way down to kindergarten were just displayed around the whole art center at the primary high school. I tell you, those elementary school kids, it's no wonder Picasso said his goal was to paint like a child. So beautiful, remarkable. Oh, such a good thing is happening. I've been encouraging the people I work with and they write such wonderful poems, and some of them have kind of projects, that they're working on, and I've been encouraging them if they fit a certain other magazine other than a literary magazine. Because raise your hand if you get a literary magazine. Probably not. Literary people get literary magazines, but you write poems, well, as some people would say, for whoever needs it, or for the world, or you just hope it lands in the right place. Can you hear the cats meowing? I don't know what they're up to. They're doing something out there. Anyway. So like Jeff Monroe, who's active and is the editor of the Reformed Journal, has a poem that was accepted in the Christian Century, which is a magazine of all kinds of things. And Peg Padnos has a poem in a magazine about narrative medicine. It's a medicine magazine. And yours truly has a poem called The Lexicon of American Condolences. And it was accepted by a magazine from Washington, D.C. that's the national magazine for bereavement and grief and studies and helpfulness, etc. So we're pushing to trying to get them to be, you know, helpful in places that are helpful. Yeah. They had to cancel the last 2 days of tulip time here in Holland, Michigan, which is the big tulip festival. And slurp because it's kind of fun. You know why? Because all the tulips turned into stems. We had such an early spring this year. Our azaleas are almost finished. Our forsythia's been finished for about a month. I can remember being a kid and little, and why do the plants have to go? Why can't they just stay? But they're taking off. But they canceled the last couple days of tulip time. We have these poplars out here. I wish you could see them. They shimmer. Do you know poplars shimmer? They get silvery. They're like underneath, and when the wind blows, they shimmer and they're silver and green, and at the same time, it's like, what is aluminum foil or something on the trees? Man, they're beautiful. Really, really beautiful. We have a terrible political situation in the county just north of us, and it's been being covered by the editor of the city paper. And because of, she was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize for covering that. And so the head honcho of all the, you know how they collect those papers, like he owns about 8 of them or something, like he's the Murdoch of small town papers. So he fired her. Yeah. Sarah Leach. Watch, maybe they'll be on the news about it.
She has a Substack you can.
She has a Substack you can check, Julie says. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. This is the week we head down to the big greenhouse here to pick out our plants for the summer. Time for you guys to do that. So grateful you're here. Now, my orders from the publisher are to keep reminding you that until July 15th, now that's a long way away, but they're, remind to say that you can just go to CAVAN, 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 KERRY, Carey, 2 words, Cavan's capitalized, Carey's doesn't matter. Just go to Cavan Carey. Am I right about this? Yeah. And check it out for the form you just fill out to order. And the code word to save 20% on Jack's new book coming out in October. To save 20%, the code word is WITH, WITH. And I didn't come up with that. They came up with that. And it's really, really kind of them, because that goes back to an old story that I don't mind telling you again because you've heard it before. But our daughter, Meredith, when she was little, 7, walking with me, said, "Daddy, I know the most important word in the world." And I said, "What's that?" And she said, "It's with." Isn't that wonderful? With. Preposition, little old unassuming preposition. And she picks that as the most important word in the world. And I said, "Well, why?" She said, "Because we're always with. We're always with somebody or something, or our favorite wonderful dog, or even ourselves, our thoughts, our feelings. We're always with. And we can't not be with," she said. "We can't not be with." And I said, "Well, what does that mean to you?" And she said, "Well, it means you have to try to make a really good with. Probably can't make a great with, but you can try to make a pretty good with." Yeah. Don Stafford gave us a cement with in the middle of the cement. Julie's falling asleep. That's good. She's tired. She was up till 2 reading. Shaking her head now. Slurp, 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 slurp. Had a beautiful message from a dear old friend we haven't seen in years, Brent Brower. And do you know what his message was? A beautiful story about playing golf with my dad and how calm and everything my father was, which is true. Well, we're coming down. Let me check my list here. The dog show, we took care of that. Been trimming a lot. I need to hold off. I've hurt my shoulders trimming too much. You got to be careful. You know, that's the thing is, you work, if you're a gardener, you work until it's too late. How do you know just a little bit before you're going to hurt your shoulders or your arms that you've worked too hard, you know? Yeah. How do you know that, Vivi? How do you know that? I don't know how you know that. Nope. So get your flowers, get your gardens in just a little bit to brighten things up. Reading more and more about just how many people are just done in. And there's just so much hardship, and that's emotional hardship. You just kind of, and you don't know what to do about it. And I don't know. I watched a nice little thing. Carrie Newcomer has a show about her studio, and she takes a song and she plays it, and you can find it on Substack or YouTube. Anyway, she has a studio. She sits in her little studio, and she plays a song, and then she tells you how she wrote it, how it came about, and then she shows you how to play it. And of course, she makes it sound like there's nothing to it. You just take in, to pick, you go thumb, fourth finger, second finger, third finger, thumb, fourth finger, second finger, third finger, fifth finger, fourth finger, third finger, second. And that's how you, and it's, it's one of those wonderful things where you just go, oh my gosh. And so you look for those little things where people lift your day way, way, way. Because you got to have them. Those things that just at one time were just there, they just were, that you need to be with them. Maybe it's just a chair or your dog. We were talking last night in our group about different kinds of, maybe prayer isn't praying. Maybe prayer is petting your dog. Huh? Maybe you go up to heaven and God says, you know, your prayers were okay, but the real prayers were petting your dog. Those were the ones I liked the most. I like those the most. Yeah. Right? Yeah. There's too much religion being pushed down your throat. You know, do this, be this way. You're bad, you're this. I'm tired of it all. Just tired of it. Yeah. And the last little thing is, oh no, what's the name of Frank Bruni's book? The something.
The Age of Grievance.
Age of Grievance. Somebody has an idea and the other person says, or instead of, no kidding. Huh, tell me more about that. I'm against it. Here's what we should do. Age of Grievance. Oh, that's so sad. My poor grandma. Well, the name of this poem is When a Quiet Comes. Push the glasses up. Do you spend your day doing that? That's another thing you do all day. Push your glasses up. Some go this way. Sometimes I go this way. Sometimes I go this way. When a quiet comes. Sometimes when the morning surrounds 7 a.m., a quiet comes. A neighbor wakes, lets out the dog, fills the songbird feeder. Often a jogger goes by. Mostly there's the quiet. There's a pot of coffee. Here in this house there is a cat who seems to take the day's oncoming disappointments and hold them in her purr. The mind almost shuts down. The garden's tapestry of buds and blooms waits for not a thing. There is this quiet. This way the day has of being where we belong. At precisely 7:45, the bells of St. Peter's will send an old hymn into the quiet, and we who are still pilgrims will then walk our way into another day. Take care. You have to try to be cheerful, but you can be kind. Vivi's nose. Vivi, thanks for being with me.